President Yoon presided over a cabinet meeting earlier today and spoke about his recent trip to the Middle East, pension reform, and bills that need to be passed by the National Assembly. As our Kim Do-yeon reports, they all had one thing in common. They were linked to the livelihood of the people.
President Yoon Suk Yeol showed confidence on his trip to the Middle East last week that what's been accomplished will boost the domestic economy and improve the people's livelihoods. This, as on Monday he presided over a cabinet meeting and cited 63 MOUs and deals made in Saudi and Qatar worth around $20 billion.
이런 대규모 수출과 수주는 양질의 일자리 창출을 통해 경제와 민생에 활기를 불어넣을 것입니다.
He also referred to his trip to the UAE earlier this year, saying that his completed state visits to all three big Middle East economies and jobs have already been created from his trip to the Emirates, specifically on smart farms. Saying that South Korea inadvertently relies on exports, he promised to work harder to expand the horizons for the nation's companies and provide smaller firms opportunities to gain markets overseas.
정상 순방 외교는 우리 국민과 기업의 글로벌 시장 개척을 돕는 최적의 플랫폼입니다. 지금까지 저의 해외 순방에 동행한 경제사절단은 중소 중견기업이 80% 가까이 차지합니다.
He also emphasized the importance of keeping the domestic business atmosphere aligned with international standards for local companies to gain access to overseas markets, calling for relevant ministries to make sure of this. In the meantime, President Yoon also took time to address the government's efforts towards pension reform, as the government's new plan on pension system operation has passed the cabinet meeting and has been submitted to the National Assembly. Pension system is one of Yoon's three reform targets, along with labor and education. President Yoon explained that pension reform will not be just based on numbers and data. Instead, he will get a solid public consensus, vowing that he won't put political gains first.
저는 지난 대선 시에 제가 대통령이 되면 과거 정부들과 달리 연금 개혁에 대한 초당적 합의가 도출될 수 있도록 행정부가 과학적 근거와 국민 의견 조사, 선택 방안의 제시 등을 철저히 준비하고 적극 나서겠다고 약속드린 바 있습니다. 이 약속은 반드시 지킬 것입니다.
In the meantime, he also addressed yet-to-be-passed bills at the National Assembly that directly impact the livelihoods of the people. These include revisions to the Act on the Aggravated Punishment of Specific Economic Crimes, an effort to prevent 전세 fraud, as a rising number of young Koreans getting caught up in the rental deposit scam has spurred national anger. It's also notable that the request comes a day before Yoon's expected speech at the National Assembly on the government's budget for next year. Kim Do-yeon, 아리랑뉴스.